Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at gut feeling stories. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. Years ago, I was in my mid-20s. On the weekends, I like to go to the beach and sit and read. I'd pick a spot away from the most popular beach, but not that far from the picnic pavilion, which had bathrooms and payphones. I was sitting there reading when this scruffy-looking man wearing blue jeans came up to me. He said his car had broken down and needed a ride to the garage. I found it strange that he wouldn't have been out on the road and trying to catch a ride. I also found it strange that he didn't go up to the family at the pavilion, but he chose to approach the lone female. True. And he could have used the payphones to call someone, you know. I offered him coins to call a garage from the payphone at the pavilion. He refused to call. He insisted that he had to have a car ride to the garage. I don't normally turn down requests for help, but this one I refused. I offered him money to call the garage again, but said I would not take him in my car. I watched him afterward and he didn't go up to the family or where the payphones were. He just headed over to the sand dunes towards the road. Good thing she trusted her gut feeling, because I do feel like that's so suspicious. Like, if your car broke down, the first thing you want to do is call someone, you know, call someone to come. And the fact that they weren't willing to call someone and they insisted they had to be driven there by a stranger was weird, you know. I called my daughter at 2 a.m. last night on a gut feeling. She answered, really upset, and said that just a few minutes before I called, had had a terrible fight with her boyfriend and they had broken up. It's silly, but some people in my family call me sometimes and ask if my gut is telling me something. He sensed that his daughter was sad? Wow. Honestly, I just want to find like a scientific explanation for these stuff, like gut feelings, because everyone has it, you know, but they just don't know why. For the longest time, I was convinced my ex-girlfriend was cheating on me. She was a master manipulator and great at changing situations into her favor. I could never get proof, so I eventually just convinced myself I was wrong. It's now been 3 years since I have broken up with her, and I just found my proof yesterday through an old friend of mine. I knew I should have listened to my gut earlier, but regardless, I am glad I got out of that toxic situation. Oh, so he felt it, but he never knew. Whoa, he felt it? That's so stressful though. Because I feel like if I was in that situation and I felt like the person I was with was cheating on me, but I just had no proof, I would just think I'm tripping. You know, I would just be like, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I going crazy? Why is this happening to me? Why am I so bad? Why am I so toxic for thinking my partner is cheating on me? He would never do something like that. But it was right. Oh my gosh. That's the worst, when you have a gut feeling, but you have no proof, you know. That's just what gut feelings are about, actually. You have a feeling, but there's no proof. There's no evidence, you know. There's like nothing to back you up on until it happens. Yo. Had to talk myself down the aisle at my first wedding. Everything in me was saying, nope, married him anyway. Ugh. Wait, so what happened? Did they get a divorce, or did they realize that they got into the wrong thing? Gut feelings are like what your heart is telling you, right? But your brain is the more logical bit. So I guess the brain and the heart are like fighting, right? I don't know. I was on FaceTime with my girlfriend and all of a sudden I began thinking about all the break-ins that had happened in her neighborhood. I immediately told her to hang up and call the cops. She just laughed it off and continued talking, but I told her that I thought something was off and to please do as I asked. She refused, and a few minutes later her alarm went off. Again, I asked her to hang up and call the police. It was about 2:30 a.m. and she didn't want to wake up her parents, and she told me the alarm was probably just broken. Wait, so like, what? I mean, your alarm is there for a reason. House alarm, right? If your alarm goes off, something is obviously wrong. That's why you have your house alarm, to tell you something is off. You don't just dismiss it like that. You can't just be like, oh, it's going off. I doubt someone's breaking in. It's probably just broken. Girl. After about 2 minutes, I hung up on her, called her dad and explained the situation. Turns out that someone had broken into her family's shed and stole some gardening tools and old toys. Her dad was furious at her for not waking him sooner or calling the police, but thanked me immensely for taking charge of the situation. The guy never had a problem with me after that. Oh, wow, you gain your partner's dad's trust. Wow, good on you. But seriously, I'm so confused with the girl. Like, your house alarm went off, or like an alarm went off, okay? You installed it for a reason. How are you gonna dismiss it when it rings, right? That's so funny. My significant other befriended a girl from work, which is fine, but their friendship developed really quickly. Got a gut feeling but ignored it. He ended up cheating. Oh well, lesson learned. Wow. When you trust him, like you give him all your trust and he does this. This is why trust is so hard to be earned. Like, come on. Don't be playing with people's trust, alright? Not me, but my dad. He was in his late teens and on the way to steal a car. He was with his older brother who was a couple years older and a friend. My dad was driving them all in his car to the location. He had a bad feeling about it all day. What was going to happen is once they stole the car, my uncle and dad were going to drive back in his car and the friend was going to drive the stolen car to his dad's garage or something. What? My dad was saying all along that he has a bad feeling and that something's gonna happen. They're gonna get caught, blah blah. My uncle just told my dad to chill, that everything's sorted. Neither my uncle nor the friend wanted to leave, so the friend offered to drop my uncle back off at home when they were done. My dad said fine and left, no hard feelings. In the end, my uncle and his friends had been caught and arrested before my dad even made it home. Always trust your gut. Wow. He was about to become a criminal, but then his gut feeling was just like, you know what? Let's chill. How? How did he know though? Was out at night riding on a street with no street lights. A car passed me with all its lights off and I shouted, "Turn your lights on." They took a sharp right about 40 feet ahead. I suddenly had a sinking feeling that their driving blacked out might be a sign they were looking for trouble. There was a house between me and that turn and I roared off into the very dark side yard. Oh my gosh, why did you say that? I was afraid they'd come back, but the reality was scarier still. I heard slam slam, crunch crunch crunch, silence. They'd parked, got out, and were waiting for me to come their way. I waited several minutes. They got in the car, started the engine, and went back down the way they'd come. I saw them pass, headlights on, craning their necks out the windows looking for me. I waited a whole longer before leaving. Yo! Oh my gosh. Wow. A car driving without any headlights on at night? Yeah, that is very suspicious. Jeez. I can't believe they were actually looking for the person who said that. That just proves they were planning to do something bad. Because as a normal person, if you heard that, you would just be like, oh yeah, my headlights, I need to turn them on and just keep driving. Why would you go back just to look for the person who warned you about your safety, you know? Like, they were trying to be nice, but then you would go back out to look for them. Unless they were trying to say thank you, but I doubt it. I saw a random, totally normal looking guy walking around a motel I was staying at. I was immediately scared for no apparent reason. After a phone call to the front desk, I was told that the same guy was stalking around outside the lobby and coming in when he thought the clerk was alone. She'd been getting bad vibes off him all night and had called her roommate to stay in the hotel with her until her shift was over. When I went to the lobby to check out, she said she just had an overwhelming feeling he wanted to do something bad to her. Never had a run instinct kick in quite like that. I was assuming he was gonna do something and then he gets caught or something. But not. So this is just all based on feelings right now. Like, they don't even know what his intentions are, but just to assume it because they had a bad feeling. That is creepy though. A couple years ago, we could see smoke out the window of my workplace. Down the road near where I lived. Had a real worried feeling about it, so I called my landlord. Sure enough, the house was on fire. Was a rough day. Oh no. Well, this one, they saw it, but they weren't sure whether it was their house or not. And they checked, and it was their house. Oh my gosh, that feeling is the worst. Like, waiting for that confirmation is the worst. One time when I got a feeling that I shouldn't get in the car with these people, I walked home. They got in a car wreck. It was bad. Wow, this person must really love to exercise. You know what I mean though? Because if you're lazy, I guess you would kind of ignore your gut feeling. You're like, you know what? I'll just get in the car because I'm lazy. But this person was like, I walked home, totally fine. I was diagnosed with liver cancer in 2012. Had surgery, went NED for 2 years. Then in 2014, I felt a little lump in my lower belly and went to the doctor 3 months before my annual checkup. That bump was a reoccurrence of the cancer. It was positioned in front of my guts. Literal gut feeling. Wow. Yeah, literal gut feeling. Like, physically a gut feeling. Wow. My younger brother and I had just gotten into a fight about something trivial. I wasn't even a teenager at the time and he was 3 years behind me. I blew off hanging out with him and stayed in my room while he rode his bike to the nearby elementary school to putt around on the playground. After about 20 minutes, I just get this feeling that I was being stupid and should go catch up with him to apologize and do whatever it was we were originally discussing before the argument. I hop on my bike, ride down to the school, and as I reach the parking lot, I see my brother running and screaming with 2 loose dogs barking and chasing after him. They each probably outweighed him by 40 pounds or so. Didn't even think about it. I just jumped off the bike, shouted as loud and deep as my preteen self could muster at the dogs, and began to grab my bike in an effort to, I don't know, throw it at them, I guess. But then they just stopped dead in their tracks when I made noise. I don't think they even followed us on the walk home. That is scary, having 2 dogs chase after you. Oh, especially when they're like bigger than you and heavier than you. Whose dogs were they though? Why were they just out there? Like they have no owners or something? Honestly, I love dogs. Dogs are adorable, cute, but having a dog chase you is horrifying. Especially knowing that they're chasing you to bite you or something. Yo, help, okay. Solo hike in the woods near my town. After eating lunch and sitting in a grassy clearing in the sun for a better part of 2 hours, the 2 things happened in the exact same instance. The forest became entirely quiet. No birds, no squirrels, nothing. At the same time, I suddenly felt very unsafe. That is a sign. You know, like when birds just fly away, isn't that a sign that something bad is gonna happen? Or like they're trying to fly to safety? Like when a group of birds fly away. That's what I mean. I have spent countless days and nights in the woods without this happening, but something told me it was time to leave and I did. I do not know why. There was probably something there. Maybe like a mountain cougar. Scary, scary, scary. The woods are just a scary place, okay? Well, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time.